Okay, so welcome to another deep dive. And today we're diving into one specific song, and that's the Wolf's Pact.
Right.
Um, and on the surface, it's this really catchy blend of, hip hop and rap and pop.
Yeah.
But we're not here for just the surface level, the catchy tunes and everything.
Right.
We want to go deeper. We want to peel back the layers of the lyrics.
Yeah.
And, you know, kind of uncover the story that's lurking beneath. It's
Oh.
almost like we're going to try to crack a code here.
Right.
Except instead of numbers, we have rhymes and metaphors and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think what's so captivating about this song in particular is how it starts.
Okay.
We're kind of immediately plunged into this world that is trembling in fear.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine you're in this kingdom
Right.
and there are whispers of this beast
Yeah.
echoing in every shadowy corner.
It's like stepping into one of those grim fairy tales, right?
Totally.
All those, like, the vivid imagery.
Oh, yeah.
Fangs and claws, bodies lost, never found.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just paints such a vivid picture of, like, dread and mystery, right?
Yeah, Lulu,
and then,
yeah.
Boom,
Yeah.
we get hit with these questions like, is it demon? Is it man? Or just the will of a ruthless hand?
Right.
I don't know about you, but, like, from that first verse,
Yeah.
I was hooked.
Hooked. Yeah. No, I think that is such a brilliant tactic that the songwriter uses there
Mm-hmm.
to really kind of draw us in,
Yeah.
Immediately. It makes us participants
Right.
in trying to figure out, what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, what is this story about?
Exactly. And it really sets up, I think, one of the central conflicts, which is this kind of push and pull between fear
Yeah.
and the need to understand.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of push and pull,
Yes.
then we get the pre-chorus,
Right.
which kicks in with steel and fire, blade and bone.
Mhm.
And suddenly it's not just whispers and shadows.
Yeah.
And
It's like raw. It's visceral.
Right.
It's almost violent.
it is. And it's like the music itself
Yeah.
is preparing us for
Uh-huh.
the weight of the choice that's about to be presented in the
Right.
chorus.
Yeah. Run with the wolves or die in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's pause there for a second.
Okay.
What do you make of that line?
Right.
Like, is it as straightforward as it sounds?
Sure.
Or is there like a deeper meaning, hidden in those words?
Well, I think on one level,
Mm-hmm.
it does seem like a very stark ultimatum, right?
Right.
It's like a choice between survival
Yeah.
and, something far worse.
Right.
But I think the genius of these lyrics is that they can be interpreted on multiple levels.
Okay.
So you think about it, run with the wolves.
Yeah.
Are we talking about literal wolves here?
Right.
Or is it a metaphor for something else?
Oh, interesting.
Could it be about aligning yourself with a powerful force,
Yeah.
even if that force is dangerous or morally ambiguous?
Ooh, that's a good point.
And then there's that added layer of, like, mystery, too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
beware the pact.
Exactly.
What pact are we even talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It feels like we're only getting these, like, small glimpses
Full of pieces.
yeah, of a much larger story.
Exactly. And the song kind of keeps us guessing.
Right?
Right? Keeps teasing us
Yeah.
with these little fragments of information.
Yeah, and just when we think we might be getting a handle on things,
Yeah.
the perspective shifts.
Yes.
Suddenly we're introduced to, like, the hunter,
Right.
but is he like a savior?
Right.
Is he a threat?
Is he a threat?
Is he something in between?
Yeah, or something in between, right?
Exactly.
And the lyrics do such a good job of blurring the lines between, hunter and hunted.
Yeah.
Like when we hear, he sees the eyes, the hunger grows, the beast inside.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the hunter himself is being consumed by the very darkness he's supposed to be fighting.
Yeah.
Almost makes you think of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde,
Oh, that's a fantastic comparison.
Yeah. And I think you've hit upon, a really major theme here,
Yeah.
which is this idea of the duality of human nature,
Mm.
that we all have a capacity for both good and evil.
Right.
And sometimes the line between the two
Yes.
is incredibly thin.
Yeah, it's like razor thin sometimes.
Oh, totally. And I think that's where this song, for me at least, gets really fascinating.
Okay.
Because it's not just a story about, these external monsters and these shadowy packs. It's
Yeah.
also this exploration
Yeah.
of the beast within.
Oh, wow.
That dark side that exists in all of us.
And the way the song keeps returning to those core themes.
Right.
That repetition of the pre-chorus and the chorus.
Mhm.
It's like the music itself is reflecting that kind of inner struggle.
Yes, agree.
It's like waves crashing against the shore
Yeah.
over and over again.
it's incredibly effective.
Right.
It really creates this sense of tension and urgency.
Yes.
And it drives home this feeling that these choices, these internal battles,
Right.
they're inescapable.
It's true.
We're all grappling with our own wolf's pact in some way.
And that brings us to like the bridge of the song,
Yeah.
which, you know, feels like a real turning point.
A turning point. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Suddenly, it's not just about these external threats anymore. You know, it's
Right.
like intensely personal
Yeah.
and deeply introspective. Is the beast within my soul? Is the hunt still in control?
Right.
Like those lines just hit hard, you know?
They do, and I think they tap into this
Yeah.
really universal human experience
Sure.
of confronting our shadow selves.
Uh-huh.
You know, Carl Jung,
Yeah.
famous psychologist,
Yeah.
you know, he talked about the shadow as this hidden part of our psyche,
Right.
the repository of all the things that we repress and deny about ourselves.
Interesting.
And so when we're forced to confront those aspects of ourselves,
Yeah.
it can be terrifying,
Yeah.
but also illuminating.
Right. Like you're seeing a part of yourself you never have before.
Exactly.
So is that what the song is ultimately about then? Like
Yeah.
this confrontation with our own inner darkness?
I think it's certainly a major theme.
Okay.
And you know what I think is so compelling about this song
Yeah.
is that it doesn't offer easy answers.
Right.
You know, it leaves us with that lingering question, is the beast within my soul?
Right.
And it's a question that I think each listener has to answer for themselves.
Absolutely. And then just like, you know, a bad dream you can't shake.
Right.
We're right back to that final chorus,
Yes.
ending on that chilling note.
Yeah.
Beware the pact.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a warning that echoes
It does.
even after the music fades away.
And that outro,
Yes.
with that haunting imagery of shadows and secrets,
Oh, yeah.
it really reinforces that sense of unease,
Yes.
you know?
It's like the mystery hasn't been solved.
Yeah,
It's just become more complex and more internal.
absolutely.
Wow. This whole song has been such a wild ride, you know.
It's high.
We've gone from shadowy kingdoms to internal battles,
Mm-hmm.
from these like fearsome creatures to the depths of the human psyche.
And that's the beauty of art, isn't it?
Yeah.
That it can take us on these incredible journeys.
Wow.
And, you know, it prompts us to think about ourselves and the world in
Yeah.
new ways.
Absolutely. So as you listen to the Wolf's Pact, you know,
Yes.
I encourage you to ask yourself,
Mm-hmm.
what does the Wolf's Pact represent to you?
Right?
Is it, you know, a cautionary tale
Yeah.
about the dangers of ambition?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a metaphor for the compromises we make in life?
Yeah.
Or is it, as we've discussed, this reflection of that, you know, inner struggle we all face?
Absolutely.
And here's one more thing to consider.
Okay.
You know, if you were standing in that dark kingdom,
Right.
faced with that impossible choice,
Yeah.
would you run with the wolves?
Mm-hmm.
And if so, what price would you be willing to pay
Right. What price would you pay?
to survive?
Exactly. A lot to think about.
Yeah, definitely a lot to think about.